YouTube, my name is Drakinos, and today I'm going to be doing a small beginner's guide to going out on being a druid. So let's get down to it. I got two druids to show you, one in the beginners and one in the maxed area, so we can easily show you what you'll be dealing with in the beginning and what you'll be attaining to, and what your playstyle is going to be based on the example from the more advanced version. So let's get down to it, but wait, that's not a druid. That's a paladin. That's my main right there, guys. That's my favorite character. Okay, so let's start with the druid here. We're going to log in, and if this takes a long, I'll just see you in a moment. Alright, and we're in. So this is my level 5 druid here. Actually, it's not a level 5 druid. It's not my level 5 druid. It belongs to the wife, but she's mostly on her hunter. But I'm using it for purposes. So as a druid, you wear leather armor, which is better than, of course, cloth armor with priests and mages. But you're in a way essentially a nature mage. You're going to be doing nature damage. There's the solar flare, or solar wrath, I should say, solar flare. I'm a Dragon Ball fan. You got some heal spells here. By the time you're level 8, you're going to get your cat form, and level 10 you can get your bear form, which by level 10 you can pick your specialization. At least by level 8 you can start practicing your cat form, and level 10 you can practice your bear form a little bit before choosing a specialization. But that's needless to say, because, I mean, honestly, you're starting as a ranged magic user, and then you're going to choose to be a melee um, physical user. So it really depends on how you feel about that. But I feel that's the biggest problem with druids when you're starting out, and something you should really look forward to when you're doing that. So let's just say you like having the range just in case, but you want to get down and dirty every once in a while. Then you can always switch between your forms. But of course, if you're specialized in one, like for example, you specialize feral cat, you're not going to do a lot of damage, um, as much damage with your solar wrath here or your moonfire, but you do get the ability to use it as a just in case if you need to pull something or whatever like that. So that's definitely something good there for you to think about. So let's just go on to my level 100 druid to see more of the um, differences between all the specializations. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, and we're back. So hopefully that was just like 2 seconds to you. Well, for me it was that. I'll have to deal with that ticket later. Okay, so this is my druid. He's a night elf druid. Leveled him up ASAP. And he is actually considered a balanced druid, which is a scythe. So I don't have the other weapons for the other specializations, but I'm just going to be showing you other things first. So let's start with the balanced druid since we're here first. So with the balanced druids, you get this form called the Moonkin form. When you shapeshift into it, your arcane and nature damage is increased by 10%. Of course, your armor increases by 200%. You have protection against polymorph. You can also, single target has 15% chance to make your next lunar strike instant. So you can do a lot more damage in this form with the spells you normally would learn when you were just leveling up from 1 through 10. So it's a nice form to actually get to when you take on balance, because you'll be able to do a lot of DPS and from long range. And of course, if something does come to you, you can always back up or put them entangling roots. You can easily heal yourself and then just attack again. So it's very simple in that sense. Yeah. It's been a while since I played this, I guess. Okay, so that's basically the balance form. You get this really cool owl bear form, as D&Ders would know. It's terrifying. Trust me, when I first started playing a druid, I was like, I could turn into an owl bear? Holy crap. That's terrifying, but it is what it is. And I have the other forms here, but we have to switch out from specializations to get a full grasp of it. So we're going to go into Feral. Oh, just to say, as a balanced druid, it is damage, of course, and your primary stat is intellect. While for Feral, your primary stat is agility, and of course, this is also damage. So for Feral, as you can see, I can always have my cat form or my bear form anyway, but in your cat form here, it's a lot. It's you know I can do a lot more damage in my cat form. I have more abilities. So pretty much, if you've played a rogue, rogue is basically the cat form. At least that's how I feel. I'm sure a person who's played rogue more than me is gonna go, "That's completely wrong, Drakinos. You have no idea what in God's name you're talking about." I Okay, fine. I'll give you that. But that doesn't mean I'm completely wrong. You still have the same bulbs as a rogue. You still, have energy like a rogue, and you still build up for better strikes and abilities like a rogue. So there's that. You also have this nice little meld form, as you can clearly see. You're hidden, as this guy's, you know, is now searching for hidden stuff, and you can sneak. But I can sneak around, and you can sneak around a lot quicker, even in cat form. Also, so just like with the Moonkin form, as in cat form, you're immune to polymorph effects. Your movement speed is increased by 30%. So if you just need to get somewhere quick and you can't use your travel form or one of your mounts, you can increase 30%. And falling damage is reduced because you're a cat. They always land on their feet. Damn it. It's weird, but yeah, they go with the stereotype. Wee. But there it is. So there's that for for that part there. So the next thing for a druid that you're gonna want to figure out what you want to do is if you want to be a bear, which is the tank class. Now the primary stat, of course, is also agility, mostly because you gain a lot of strength and you're able to use your agility as strength in bear form. But again, you get all these really cool abilities. So you get your charge here, or skull bash as it's called, and you're not going to do as much damage, of course, as any DPS class, but there's something to kill. There's something to kill. But you can outlast a lot and do a lot of damage. And just like the warrior class, because the bear class is bear feral is basically a variation of this class. Um, you build your rage right here. So that's another thing, a step difference from balance and your initial druid form to these other specializations. You have to worry about your energy as a rogue, that you have a finite amount, of course, and then as a bear, acting as a warrior, you have to build your rage. So you have to use abilities to build rage, and then you get to use your range abilities. But see, this one costs 45 range. I'm at 28. Every time you get hit, you gain rage. As you can see, I'm not doing anything. I'm getting hit. I just gained 6. And this one also increases, more as well. See, watch. See, I just gained like 20. So I'm at 91 now, so I can do some really cool stuff. You know. It's telling me I have too much rage. Use your rage. Use your rage. I'm using my rage. Maul. Okay. So, yeah. So that's something you have to look forward to as a bear, what you want to do about that. And again, this is the tanking spec. You're with the maul and the shouts. You're able to keep aggro very easily. Okay, so here's restoration. Now, restoration, of course, is your healing spec, and as a healer, your primary stat is intellect, just like your damage. Now, there used to be a trio life form, but they don't have it anymore like they used to. Now we have something different, which is called, let's see here. Here it is. Trio Incarnation Trio Life. So it used to be up here, just like with the other morphing abilities, but now it's Unfortunately, it's a 3-minute cooldown talent that only lasts for 30 seconds. So just to show you, yeah. But you have healing done by 15%. Your armor increases by 120%. You have polymorph, protection against polymorph, and the functionality of so many spells are increased. So even though it only lasts for 30 seconds, those 30 seconds could be essential in a raid or in a dungeon. So it's definitely worth doing. Also in the bear form, which I didn't mention, your armor does increase by 200%, your stamina increases by 55%, and of course your protection from polymorph effects, and as like I said, you have increased threat generation, so that's really good. Alright, so let's just go back to balance since that's what this character really is. Alright, and we're going to check out the travel form. Now, when you have flight in the area, when you're able to fly, you have a bird travel form. Now, pretty much all the druids, all their forms are pretty much the same, except for a few minor details that you can actually see between different races. So, whatever race you do choose, and we're going to go over the races after I finish this part here, you can see, um, what you like more. And again, it's Horde or Alliance, depending on what side you want to be on. So let's start with this. So we have the flight travel form. Now, if you can't fly, what you have instead is a deer form. Why is this not? Why can't I go forward? Should be able to. Okay. But in the water, you have a seal form. For some reason. Okay. For some reason, there's like a small little like fake wall here. Anyway, that being said, if I get something attacking me, I might be able to change it to my travel form. Yeah, so here's the travel form if you're on land, which is, like I said, it's just basically a deer. And, and again, there's slight variations to it when you are a night elf or otherwise like a tauren or a troll. So, or a worgen. So, yeah. So that's all the different forms. Okay. So let's change back to my moonkin. So that's all the different forms. So let's go back to the beginning area for a moment so I can go over the races. Okay. So we're back in the character customization and where you pick your characters. Now, if you want to be a druid, these are the following races that you can pick. You can either be a night elf, a worgen, which I don't know why it does that, but a worgen, a troll, or a tauren. These 4 races are your only choices. Honestly, it doesn't matter which race you truly choose. Like I've said in the beginner's guide video, it's pretty much whose butt do you want to look at the entire time, male or female. It really is. Whether you want to be on the Horde or the Alliance side. But if you want some more details, and they actually do have some pros and cons, let's go over them. So for Taurens, they have increased stamina, which, again, for someone not wearing chainmail or plate armor is always a good thing for more health. If you're going to be a druid and want to be an herbalist, or you want to be in scripter, they have increased herbalism. You have resistance to nature damage, which is hard to find in the game through through various items, and they have increased critical strikes. They also have a stomp ability. It basically a stun ability that stuns a 360 radius. Alright, now for the trolls, they also have a berserker mode. So there you have increased attack and casting speed. So in this case, if you were a mage or anything that needs casting time to, fire off something, in berserk mode you can fire something off really quick. And trust me, and any other player would tell you, the faster your casting time could help any situation, especially in a raid or a dungeon. They have regeneration increase, so during the battle and off battle, they regenerate their health and mana that much faster. Uh, you can also level up quicker by killing beasts with the troll, and they have reduced duration of the movement impairment effects. So, for example, if someone were to slow them down, and it's a 10-second thing normally, for them, I think it only lasts about 8 seconds. So, on the Alliance side, for the Worgens, they can periodically move quickly. Basically, it's a run ability. Um, you have your travel form and your cat form, which is you have a travel form, which is a lot better, of course. You also have your cat form. But if you were a balanced and you wanted to just run quickly and not use your cat form, Worgens have an innate ability that puts them down on all fours and they just run quickly like a cat. They have critical chance increase, and they're resistant to both nature and shadow damage, which again is a big deal because in this game it's hard to find resistant to nature and shadow um, damages. Mostly you'll find resistance to, fire, frost, uh, stuff like that, and also to arcane. They also have a skinning skill that's increased, and speed. The skinning skill and speed is increased, so you can skin faster and skin more higher level creatures faster, which is good because again, you're a druid, you're going to be looking for leather armor, which is always helpful. And finally, night elves. Just even though cat form has their fade, they come with their own fade into the shadows, which is basically the same ability. They are more difficult to hit because elves are technically more nimble. They have a wisp form while dead, so if you do die in game, you can get to where you have to get to a lot faster, back to your body or to the beginning of the entrance to something. They have resistant nature damage again. Good thing. They are fast. They have faster movement when stealth, so whether they're in their own fade form or the cat's fade form, you can move faster. And they have faster attacks at night, but they also have increased critical chance during the day. So look over these different things that each race really gives. I mean, I know I said there's pros and cons. The cons is that you didn't choose you didn't choose the other race, for this thing. But they have different pros that really help. I really feel like depending on which specialization of the class you're going to be, what profession you're going to choose may be a good choice of what you want to do. I mean, you already have faster movement here, and then you add faster movement as a cat, so he's really good for balanced and um, especially for the critical strike, the critical chances. He's really good for cat form. I would say Torns definitely better for your tanking, and of course good since they have the herbalism skill increase. Go for like I said, alchemy or inscription. Trolls really good as healers, extremely good as healers. Because you do have some attacks, but again, you have more regeneration, which gives you more mana, or balance. Again for the attacks. And if you need to run away because you're being a balanced DPS druid or you're being a healer, you can get away a lot quicker. And for Worgens, definitely be a skinner, a leather worker, and really good as because the critical chance, I would honestly say is really good as a cat form, balanced, um, maybe a tank, but mostly cat form and balance in that sense. That's my opinion for that. There. Pick and choose what. I mean, again, you could just be like, I want to be this character and I want to be a blacksmith. Fine, be that way. No one's gonna. And if anybody makes fun of you, you tell them, screw you. You're not part of my party. So meh. I'm not gonna make you some armor. So just have fun with it. It's really up to what you want to choose. And that's all I really have to say about it. this is honest, and as I said, this is a beginner's course. It's just really just to show you what to go with, what your options are, what you're going to be choosing. If you want more in-depth detail of what stats you should be really focusing on for end game stuff, what items you should be looking for, I recommend a lot of videos on YouTube. They have a lot of end game stuff, especially for the new expansions. Well, the updates of the expansions, and of course the new expansion, Basil Azeroth, will be coming out real soon. I just dated this video. So with that, I'm going to leave you one last thing. Just a little parting gift from me to you. Enjoy the show. Dancing owl bear. Look, he likes to pop and lock. Look at him go. Look at him go. There it is. See? That's another great thing about being a druid. You get to dance like an owl bear. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's shaking it for the ladies. Oh yeah. There it is. There it is. There's the air pump. All right, yeah. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a good laugh here and there. I hope it was informative and would help you choose what you want to do when you become a druid. If you don't want to play a druid after this video, I don't blame you for that either. If you liked it, don't forget to press that like button. And of course, don't forget to press subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. If you didn't like this video, well, too bad. You chose to watch it. Live with your decisions, sir. So have yourselves a good one. And until the next video, guys. See ya.